welcome once again to Building the Ark Show with yours truly, Rose Shiku. This is a podcast where we focus on ourselves. We talk about personal growth, self-building, and personal development. Building the Ark is about hope, encouragement, transformation, and living life to the fullest with purpose and intention. Today's show is about resilience in building. We're going to look at a text in the book of Genesis, chapter 26, from verse 12 to 22. This is the story of Isaac, and Isaac is in a land that is affected by famine. And during that time, he sows and reaps 100-fold. That is found in Genesis chapter 26, verse 12. That he became so blessed, so rich, until he was so wealthy. And because of this, the Philistines were envious of him. And all the wells that his father had built, they filled them up with soil, or you would say they filled them up with dirt. And then Abimelech tells Isaac, "Leave us, for you are too powerful for us." This is in Genesis chapter 26, verse 15 to 16. So in verse 17 of Genesis 26, Isaac leaves and he goes to Gerar Valley. He digs a well, but the herdsmen of Gerar argued with the herdsmen of Isaac and said that the water is ours. What does Isaac do? Verse 21, he digs another well, but they quarreled over that one too. What does Isaac do? Verse 22, he moved and dug another well, and this time they did not quarrel over it. So Isaac named that well Rehoboth, and he said, "For now the Lord has made space for us, and we will be fruitful in the land." You jump down to verse 26 and 27. Abimelech now goes to Isaac, and Isaac's first reaction is, "Why have you come to me? You hated me and you sent me away." We're going to stop there for a moment and define the word resilient. What does it mean to be resilient or to have resilience? It's to be able to withstand or recover quickly from difficult conditions. Another definition is you're able to spring back to shape after bending, stretching, or being compressed. So having resilience is the process of adapting well in the face of adversity, trauma, tragedy, threats, or significant sources of stress. So how can one be resilient? How can one be resilient like Isaac? Let's look at Isaac. The first thing he did was walk in obedience. Genesis chapter 26, verse 2, there was a famine. And you know, when there's a famine, the first instinct is to move to a better place. But God told him, "No, do not move. Stay here." And he stayed in that place of famine. When you have a word from God, hold on to it. God told Isaac, "Stay here, do not move. I know there's a famine, but stay here, do not go away." He never left. He stayed there. And look at the blessings that came after that, after obeying God, after staying where he needed to stay. Yes, he had to fight. He had to walk in resilience, but it is what God told him. Stay in this place. The other thing about Isaac was focus. Isaac was so focused. Instead of him planning a confrontation or retaliation or how do we fight back and how do we get our well back and how do we stop these people, all he would do was, you know what, walk away, go to another place, dig up another well. And it takes very long to dig a well. It's a lot of hard work, hard labor. So here he is being frustrated. But instead of him focusing on these people that are frustrating him by plotting a way of revenge or how we're going to confront this issue. We need to sit down and talk about it and fight and you need to stop. No, he was so focused. He just stepped away and began to dig another well. Let's go back to our text, and in verse 28, they tell him, this was Abimelech and his people coming to talk to Isaac. So they tell him, we have clearly seen how the Lord has been with you. And we think there should be an oath between the two parties. So let us make an oath that you will not harm us, just as we did not harm you, but have done what was good to you, sending you away in peace. You are now blessed by the Lord. So these are the same people that fought Isaac. Now they come to him and say, let's, strike an oath. Let's have a covenant between us. Let's have a collaboration. Because they saw how God had been with this man. They tried to frustrate him. But never at one time did he lose his focus. Never at one time was he frustrated. But this man was so resilient, he was able to bounce back. No matter what they did to him, he just bounced back. That is what it means to be resilient. When things come after you, when stress, trauma, adversity, you're able to adapt and you're able to come out of it. You're able to spring back into shape. You're able to stretch even after being compressed. You're able to recover quickly from difficult conditions. So be resilient. Be focused and be obedient to what God has told you, just like Isaac. And thank you for listening. And join us once again for another episode where we continue on this journey of personal growth and personal development. And please share, subscribe, forward the link, tell a friend, leave a comment. Stay safe out there, keep healthy, and be resilient as you build. Also remember to stop by Amazon and search for Rose Shiku, where you will find all my books that I have written. This is yours truly, Rose Shiku, with Building the Ark. Be intentional, reevaluate, and implement.